All right, so welcome to part 39 of the C8 Corvette. Not 39, it's part 40 of the C8 Corvette, right? In Solidworks, surface design, right? So let's just go over quickly, run over some of the things that we did in last tutorial, and what we aim to accomplish in this tutorial, hopefully. And then we get to the model. All right, so we still need to create this small surface here, this inner surface for the plate number, and then the bracket for the honeycomb structure in the back. And of course, we're going to hopefully attack to create this whole lower section in the back of this car. All right, and once we finish with all of the surfaces in the back of this car, we're gonna try to attack the Corvette text here, which is going to be an embossed text. And then we still have here one small brake lights. And then I was thinking that should I do the original wings or should I do a big wing? But I'm going to stick with the original wing. And of course, we still have the wing mirror on the side, and then all the surfaces is going to be done. And then I can get onto the engine and the interior. So, but the interior and the engine and the wheels and the brakes is not going to be a tutorial, step-by-step tutorial. It's just going to be a speed run of me creating that, because that's mechanical. So if you followed me all the way through this and then you managed to create the model, then obviously mechanical design, it's a walk in the park. All right, so let's jump into the model here. I'm quickly get rid of the back appearance, and I'm going to on our lines here so we can see things. And I'm going to hide this line here because we already have the edge that we can work with. Hide the line. That's good, and we'll have the surface. All right, so we need to create this small surface that goes over here. So to do that, we're going to introduce a 3D curve right on this midsection here, and it's going to be a 3D edge with 3D line from this point down here. It could be X and Y, right? X and Y. So we're going to pull it down here, exit the sketch, and then we get in view from the side. And I want to be perpendicular with either this edge, with this edge here, so I want to be perpendicular with that edge there, and I'm going to pull it somewhere around here, and we can always adjust that, but I do want to be perpendicular with that one. Okay, and once I've done that, I'm just going to add another, this edge here, this edge to that point up. Okay, and then just jump to the back. Jump to the back, and then a little bit of profile this way down, and to fix this point along the z-axis. Okay, and I'm going to jump to the top here and add a profile on this curvature in this direction. Okay, not too much profile on here. And let's see if we can pull that in here and keep it something like that. That's all right. So that looks good from this angle here. And the sketch, and I'm just going to here to surface and boundary surface, this line and this line here, the flip connectors. Okay, and I'm quickly going to mirror this over so we can see how the surface looks. So let's choose front plane for mirror and this to mirror. Going to be this one here. Okay, let's look into this surface. And the surface looks beautiful. And I'm just gonna come in here and add a boundary surface between these two lines. And let's put this pink line up to here. And okay. Okay, so once I have the small surface there, I'm just going to put these two surfaces together. Okay. Okay, and then well, I should have mirrored over that small piece first before I added that knit. So let's do that. Features, mirror face plane, plane, and then body mirror this small piece here. All right. Okay, so that's good. All right, so once we mirror that small piece over as well, we're going to create this inner pieces in this extruded surface underneath here. All right, so let's do that, and let's do that on this side so it's more individual. So let's go into 3D sketch and the 3D spline, and then from this point here. And just go into this corner, grab that other spline and stick on this edge here, and down to this, of course. All right, so once that's done, I'm going to grab a center line and I'm going to bring it from this point, and I'm just gonna here, and then we're gonna set that straight, and we're going to set the direction of pull. Where are you? You set a line, it's right here, and then let's get that direction of pull to be straight. Okay, exit the sketch, and then now that we have a direction of pull, we can extrude that surface there. Surface, select the sketch that we just made, and direction is the line. That's good. And then now we just have to make a line that goes from this corner down to about here, and that will set that area there right here. So if we jump in there, that will set this area here. All right, so we have to make a sketch. Well, first we're going to make this half. We're going to do a section view on this car, and somewhere about here. Press OK. And then we're gonna jump into front plane sketch, motor profile. Right, and then we're gonna go grab that straight line, and then go from up here and then straight. Okay, this is surface, and get this small piece. Press OK. All right, so now we have that surface done on that side. That's good. We can back the other half here. That's good. And then let's jump features, mirror, and then let's choose the front plane, and then bodies to mirror, which is going to this one. Okay, when that is done, we have to, so we're gonna have to create this surface here, which comes up to this part, this point here. So we need a 3D sketch that goes in here, and then we can just use the middle section here and go up and add a few spline points to create this line here, which then we can connect with this edge. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna use this point here. So 3D sketch and a line, and then let's go from this section up. And let's get into view, not that view. Let's get into view from here. And then let's bring up the first display state so we can see how far we need to pull the line. And it's gonna come all the way up to here. About here. Maybe a bit lower. Somewhere there. That's okay. And let's get to the second display state. And then let's just jump into this view here. And then I want to make sure that I'm perpendicular with this line here. Incident, that one. So now we can create the parallel with this one here. All right, so let's jump into here. That's gonna come up here and just make sure that we are clear on the picture. We are. Okay, that's good. And then of course, now that we have that point there, exit, and let's create another 3D line and then go from this point up to this corner here. All right. And then of course, I'm going to add a few spline points on that. Spline point, spline point, spline point. One here, one here, one here, and maybe more here. Get to the back here. And I want to drop control polygons on that and get those lines to show. Let's bring up first display state here and get that line some straight. And of course, to create some nice sharp corner here, and then make this here straight, and that can be as it is. Okay, and then jump into display state, and then jump to the top of the car to make sure that that line is straight. Okay, just zoom in here, and then make sure this line here, so that our surface will be straight. any issues or dents on this surface. And then pull that there. Okay, so once it something straight, I'm just going to jump in again and double check we have our corner, and we still have kept our corner there, so that's good. I'm going to exit this sketch here, and then I want to make a 3D sketch along this area here. We could do a boundary surface, to be honest, but then this is going to show up in that one. So let's try to do a boundary surface on this too. So select this line here and this one here, and then let's pull that down here, and then here. And let's try to get close to this corner here somehow. And then maybe it's up here. I just keep it there. Okay, press OK. And of course, we need to bring that sketch so we can see, and we can use that for our next surface. So show, and let's do a boundary surface, or let's do a 3D sketch. 3D sketch, fine. And let's go from this point. And let's see what we can bring out of this. Okay, Control Z because we snapped somewhere in there. So let's get it from this corner, jump that, and then bring it down to that down here. Okay, and let's get your sketch, and then bring it up here. Point. Okay, and then let's add another one, and again that point there. All right, and let's try and do a fill surface on these sketches. Oh, we didn't connect with that one. No, we didn't. 3D sketch line from that point. Okay, the sketch, and let's do a surface. Let's already select one. Good, and then this one here, and that looks pretty good for us. Let's press OK and see what surface we got. Okay, so good surface right there. So let's hide this line. All right, so that looks good. All right, right. So let's mirror this over to this side. Mirror, and then let's choose plane and then bodies to mirror. Press, and that looks pretty good. Of course, we need to pull this line in, as I can see it right now, because we've been following this outside curve. So let's jump in here. Actually, let's get half of this car here. And then let's this line and pull it somewhere here, because we want to follow that line there. Press OK, and then jump to the side. So we need to get perpendicular with this line here. So edit sketch, and that one. So let's pull it somewhere here. Exit the sketch, and we are perpendicular. And let's get the other half back, and the surface looks a lot better now. But then we have to now edit the sketch here, this sketch, and then we're gonna edit it from the top. So let's take some of the curve from this side. And make it more straight on this area here. Exit this one here, and let's have a look at the surface now. And let's see if we can let's edit it from this side as well. Yeah, so that was our problem, it's curving upwards. So that needs to be straight here. Okay, so that looks a lot better. Let's check our surface. Alright, so that's exactly the surface that we're looking for right here. Okay, that's good. And then now we just have to create a fill surface on all these edges here. So first, let's do a knit. Let's grab that knit. Let's see. Let's do the surface knit from these surface here. Okay, press OK. Let's knit these two first. Okay, and surface knit this one and this two. We'll just take let's do this one. This one. Alright, so alright, so let's try the fill surface. I will have a look at that later. Let's try the fill surface with these surface edges here. And then if fill surface is not going to do it for us, we're just gonna do a whole bunch of 3D. There's one in here. Alright, so I won't do it. Alright, so let's jump in here and just quickly add that 3D sketch all around these edges. Sketch line, and then going from this corner edge all the way up to this corner edge here. Alright, and I see back when I made all these corner sketches. So once you added all these sketches all the way around those edges, I'm just gonna jump into no. So exit the sketch, and then just jump to the surface, and that'll create a beautiful surface for us. And then there you go, and created that surface for us perfectly. We did pick up a pink line here, unfortunately. So I'm going to save the model. Okay, save the model. I'm going to start. Alright, so once you got rid of that pink line, well, if you picked it up, I'm not sure if you picked it up. I did. And then now we have the beautiful surface right there. Okay, I'm trying to hide this up here and this line here. Okay, so we created that beautiful, closed up, beautiful surfaces right in there. And of course, our plate number is going to fall in this area here. When you decide to put a plate number, of course. Okay, so next surface is going to create here is going to be this small step. This small step of surface which jumps out. It's like I don't know what that is, but it jumps out and all the surface is coming out of that one. All right, so to do that, I'm going to jump in sketch here, sketch entities. I'm going to convert all these, maybe not this one, just this one. Let's have a look. So that kind of maybe goes, that step kind of stops around here, maybe. And so it's gonna come all the way just onto here, to that point there. Okay, all that, and then okay, and let's give a direction of pull the sign. All right, and let's just get into view to set the direction of pull, and we want that to be straight, of course. So let's fix that all on the axis. Know that we are super straight. All right, and exit. All right, and then let's jump to the surface and let's select the sketch, and let's set the direction of pull, and we want to be mid plane, and let's try a 1. So we're sticking out about that much, which is going to work for us perfectly. So okay. All right, and then we're just gonna jump in here, and we're going to thicken that first, and then let's thicken downwards. Let's try a 1. That's probably going to be too much, so let's try 0.5 or 0.3, maybe 0.3. So 0.3 be fine for thickness. All right, that's beautiful. Let's just have a look. All right, that's great. And now let's add a nice chamfer on that. I mean, on those edges here. So let's try 0.1 on the corner. So, and let's try 0.1, and on both corners, of course. I just selected a whole bunch of things. Do that again. 0.1 here, and then let's try this edge here again. No, and let's try the corner. Clear the selection, and then let's try this corner, and then try this corner. Yes, that's really good. All right. Right. So if you hear any sounds, that's because my wife was using the vacuum cleaner, and my wife is watching the TV as well in the same time. All right. So now we have that step create. It's a beautiful step right there. We can continue on creating the rest of the surfaces. Hold on, my wife is doing the vacuum cleaning. All right, so let's continue on. Now that we have the beautiful step there, let's save the model here, and of course, gotta turn off this TV. All right, so where were we? All right, so we're continuing on surfaces, the lower section, and then we're going to use this inner corner, obviously. So let's jump into 3D sketch and then conversion, and let's select this inner corner here, and then yeah, just down to that section here, and this inner corner here. Once we can find it, so this corner here, the face, the corner we want. Okay, that's selected all the way where we want it. Okay, press OK, and then believe it or not, we're just going to connect these two lines down here. 2 points. Connect those 2 points, and then exit the sketch, and let's grab a 3D line. And this is going to be our strained curve. So put it right there. It's getting view from the back, and let's pull that point there straight. Okay, and then let's get into view from the side. I want to give this line a profile just up to about here. Press exit, and let's create that surface and see how it looks. So surface, select this sketch, and contour, of course, is going to be this curvature here. Okay, let's have a look at that surface. All right, so that surface looks beautiful. All right, and then of course we need to cut some things out here as well from this lower section. So let's jump into the rear view here, and then we're going to make a sketch on the right. Okay, so if we bring up our first display state, we can realize that we need to cut something out like this in this way in a box direction, and then we will add all these things in there. All right. Okay, so let's create that sketch. So line, and then we're gonna go from here all the way up to about here, and then let's try a center line on the midsection here, since we're not seeing our plates. And then the mirror entities, and we want to mirror this sketch over here. All right, and then just connect these 2 points. And then surface, trim surface, and let's trim this out from here. All right. All right, so it's pretty sharp. Okay, so from this point, we need to create a bracket for the. We need to create a bracket for the for the exhaust. So the only thing that it's in a bracket is the exhaust, and then this section here is a cutout. So actually, to be honest, here, and we're going to trim this trim that we made, and then sketch, right? So right, so I want to get into this view here. We still have our sketches here. That's good, and I want to create that bracket for the exhaust. So let's jump on the front plane, in the right plane, make a sketch, and I just wanna jump into display state, and just wanna make sure that we get the right size from everything. So unfortunately, because we've been following the old blueprint, our exhaust fall to this section, so we need to bring this in. So let's make a box, a core box for the exhaust is, for the bracket for that, and we're gonna go from here down to here, and then one exhaust here, maybe a little bit bigger, something like that. Nice big exhaust. So it's one circle here and the second circle here, and I want to mirror this over. So mirror these, and box over this line. Press OK, and then it looks like that bracket has something like that. So let's create that. Let's bring it down somewhere parallel, and let's choose this corner here. All right, so let's do a mirror to mirror entities to mirrors this here, and mirror about here, and then let's about these corner pieces. Perfect. Okay, so we have about that much space between the exhaust and this cutout here. So I just want to draw that as well. So I have that much space between the two. I want to be parallel with that one as well. Nice and parallel. And bring it straight into this line. Okay, mirror these two this about this here. Okay, good. Now we're doing good on that. So we have the sketches for our references. Exit the sketch, and let's jump over to our display state. Okay, so this will define everything for us in terms concerning our bracket, right? So I want to now I want to do a TFS, and then to this one, and let's get out this section actually. Okay, and then let's try and do a project curve sketch on sketch, and then sketch on face, select the face. Now I want it to be this to be on air, but anyways in the air somewhere here. but that didn't turn out that way, but it's fine. Okay, so let's go to extrude and let's extrude this one here. Autobot here. So that defines that section there, and let's bring back that here, and let's extrude this here, and this sketch here. If we can grab onto it, bring it out to there, and then extrude sketch here up to that point. Okay, and then I want to do a sketch. Yeah, and then I want to do a sketch on this face, and let's get a view on that. To get rid of most of this surface here, not that much, and let's just trim surface, and let's get rid of the area. And we left with these surfaces here. We can trim some more off of that, of course. All right, so let's make a sketch on the. Let's see if it's this. That is a straight. It is a straight. Let's make a sketch on that one. And then I'm going to add a spline, or instead of adding a spline, let's convert these lines here. Let's grab onto the corner, that one, and convert this one here. And then we're going to trim this section out. Okay, that's good. And let's jump to surfaces and then these surfaces out and see what we get. Will be good because that falls into that one. Exit trim tool and actually delete the converted lines here. Let's delete that and make a sketch. Make a sketch on the front plane. Let's jump into view here, and then let's just grab that spline and then bring it down to here. And we can stick a little bit on this bracket. Why not? Because I want to stick out with this bracket a little bit, anyways. So about that. Surfaces, surface, and let's try this one here, and here. Press OK, and that's created the bracket for us for the exhaust. However, instead of going, we should have stayed on here, following this area, right? Because now the bracket falls underneath the car. Okay, so that bracket falls in pretty much. So I'm not happy with that. So because it should really follow this here. All right. So let's add this here, and then delete surface extrude, surface extrude. Let's delete all of this here. Delete this one. That's that. Surface. Delete this one. And the sketch, of course. We need this sketch. Okay, we can keep this one here. All right, so guys, I'm going to leave this tutorial here, and in the next tutorial we will continue with this lower section, of course. Okay, thank you very much for being in this tutorial. Bye.